Welcome to the Internet of Bugs. Today, we're going to be talking about an exciting new announcement from Cognition Labs about their new AI offering called Devin. I'm going to see if I can separate the value from the hype, and in the process, talk about the question, what is the job of a software engineer exactly? My name is Carl. I've been a software professional for 35 years, and I'm the father of a college freshman computer science major. And on this channel, I've been answering questions from college CS majors about programming as a profession. I've been doing a series on programmer jobs in AI lately, and I got a text this morning asking what I thought about this announcement. Short answer is I think it's great. I'm fascinated by it, and I look forward to using it and more tools like it. But as with all things AI these days, it's got a lot of hype around it. To start with, they're calling this the first AI software engineer, which I think is way overblown. But hey, it got a lot of attention, so I see why they did it. In this climate, when everyone is exaggerating, if you try to be modest, you'll never get noticed. That said, it is really, really cool. I put a link to their channel with their demos in their description, although let's be realistic, if you're watching this video, you already know what it is and how to find it. This offering is different in specific ways than any I've seen before, and it's really cool. For one thing, Devin has its own command line window in which you can download and run code. It's got an editor window where it can edit code, it has a browser window where it can interact with websites like GitHub, and it can read and make use of some documentation it finds, and it can interact with the APIs of some websites. But the main thing that I've seen is it has a dedicated planning window and it breaks down tasks and then executes them in order. It's also got the ability to do some amount of debugging by print statement, which is cool. Most of this, as individual skills, aren't new. For quite a while, ChatGPT has been able to give you a step-by-step list of things to do. It can summarize documentation and APIs. It can tell you what Linux commands to run for certain tasks. It can suggest code and find some bugs in code. The cool thing is someone finally put this all together. It was inevitable it would happen at some point, but I'll admit it happened more quickly than I thought it would. There's some legitimate question about just how cherry-picked these examples are, but there isn't anything about what it does that seems infeasible, and it seems to have the ability to accept new instructions when it gets stuck. So I have no doubt a software engineer or even an amateur programmer could get it to do all the things they've shown it doing. But I don't think it really is an AI software engineer, because that isn't the job of a software engineer. It's just a tiny part of the job. This is a tool for software engineers, and it's a cool one, but it's just a tool. The job of a software engineer keeps changing, which is one of the things I love about it. So there aren't a lot of hard and fast unbreakable rules, but these days, the primary thing a software engineer does is to take tasks from some kind of ticketing system like Jira or Trello or GitHub Issues, accomplishes whatever that task needs them to accomplish, and then checks that off the list to go to the next one. Often, those tasks require a bunch of steps, and those steps can often be represented by other items in the ticketing system, sometimes created by the engineers themselves. That, admittedly, is a very vague description because it's a very vague job. But here's the fundamental thing. Those tasks, at least the top level of tasks, are generally created and defined by non-programmers, maybe former programmers, but not programmers on the current system, and often people that aren't technical at all. This is because for most environments employing software engineers, the goal is to create business value, by which I mean money, and the job of figuring out what products, offerings, and features will make money and how they should be defined is the job of someone else. By contrast, the job of the software engineering team is generally to take those high-level business requirements from the non-programming business folks, turn those things into a product or service that can then be used by customers, either internal or external, to provide value in exchange for money in the form of either revenue or cost savings. That money, in turn, is used to recoup the cost of paying for the software engineers, hopefully with some left over. Devin doesn't do that. Devin can't take vaguely and squishily defined requirements for new products and services from people who believe they know it will make money and turn those requirements into working offerings. Devin isn't a software engineer, and it isn't intended to work with non-programmers to create value for customers. It's a tool for software engineers to use, and that's great. Doing more with less is good for us, at least in the long run. In the short run, the hype cycle is making things a little bumpy. I already made a video about what I think AI means for the next couple of years of programming jobs, and you can find that here. And if you want to see more videos about AI and programming or programming in general, please hit the subscribe button, and I hope to see you again soon. Thanks for watching.